Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to yet another episode of Tech and Time Lapse. It's your boy, Say Johnny. And yeah, let's get into the business of today. So, right in front of me, actually holding right now, is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And boy, oh boy, this phone is huge. Like, damn, 6.7 inches. Yes, that's the screen size. But this phone is, thanks to its width, so compared to like the regular Android phones, I'm talking about like the Galaxy S20s, the OnePluses. These phones are designed at the aspect ratio of usually 19 or 80 point something to 9 or to 8 point something. So that the ratio is literally long. So you have big screens, but they're actually long. Like on the longer side, it's like really easy and decent to hold. Even the massive Note 20 isn't as big as this. Like this phone is huge, like it's wide. So you have an aspect ratio that is actually wide instead of long, which makes this phone a very, very massive phone. But aside that complaints, it also comes with a lot of extras that actually makes it a decent phone. So why would I say you should buy this phone in 2021, considering there's a huge ton of phones out there that just came out? Talking about Samsung S21, the Xiaomi's, there's just a bunch of phones already popping up in the industry right now, and it's like, why would I still recommend this after a couple of months? So let's get into it. So on paper, as we know with iPhones, it's technically basic. That's what I'll say. Or when you're looking at the spec sheets, apple to apples, they literally usually don't compare to like almost any other phone you have there. On specs, as I said, this phone is just basic. But what makes it different and what would make me really recommend this phone? So let's get into the build. First up, this is a durable phone. It's pretty, it looks lovely. When you look at it from the front to the back, this is a well-designed phone. The screen display, so I'm actually a very, very big guy on this because of my eyes. I actually had a cornea flare a couple of years ago, and as a result, I love screens that are pretty much true to representation, recreate colors the way they should. And the Apple iPhone 12 Pro Max is a beautiful phone to look at. Aside the lack of 90 Hz or 100 Hz refresh rates, which is something I would say it's a big minus on it, it's a beautiful phone to look at. You're watching videos, you're creating content, you're interacting with whatever it is, entertainment, playing games on this. This is fluid and a beautiful display to actually use. What next? The ceramic shield that was actually introduced this year makes this officially the first iPhone I can actually use for a couple of, like, pretty much throughout and not really worry about getting a case on it. Now for those who need a case, of course, you guys know I always recommend, if you don't really want a case but you want to like customize the looks of your iPhone, I always recommend D brands and the new icons by D brand, which is MKBHD's lineup. Please go check that out. It's beautiful. It really makes your phone come to life. But leaving that aside, the ceramic shield on the glass this year makes it so durable that it's actually dropped in my hands a couple of times and there is no crack, there's no breaking, which is a wow. Because back in the day, your iPhone drops and boy, just get ready to pay some 200, 300 bucks to just get that screen replaced. Now that's no longer the case, which is a very, very welcome improvement. Also this year, they also added the magnetic MagSafe Charging, which I love for two reasons. So personally, the charger in my car / my mount is had always been magnetic based. And as an extra plus, it's true wireless, and of course the Apple just snaps right on there. I don't need to get any extra case, I don't need to put any magnet behind because of the MagSafe already designed into it. So it just clips on right onto my charger and charges the phone. It's so amazing. Thank you Apple for doing that this year. It's amazing. Like MagSafe is the new thing, and as we know, iPhone 13 might probably not come with the charging adapter, which is the lightning port, but fingers still crossed, most likely they're getting rid of the charging ports on the next iPhone. What else makes this phone really, really interesting for me? Gaming. So playing any game on this phone, it's fast, 840 Bionic literally just delivers right on point. The 6GB RAM on there too makes it easy for you to actually push anything you want to push. As for now, I played a bunch of games on this and it was smooth. The gaming experience was just like literally right on point. Up next, what you guys always want on phones, cameras. This is probably the best camera setup I've seen on any phone in a very long time that is actually true to itself and actually delivers what it was set on paper to deliver. So you've got the primary camera, which is a 12 megapixel. Actually, because 12 megapixels is not so much to go for, but this year they actually introduced the sensor shift stabilization, which actually helps you get even much more steady shots. So like if you're moving or you're running, you can actually capture action a whole lot more better without actually using a gimbal right from the phone directly. It was literally designed with also the extra of double vision on it this year. It was designed to make sure to pretty much appeal to creatives like us who actually want to shoot with phones and get really amazing quality out of it. We got that. The telephoto lens, which is also a 12 megapixel lens, allows you to do a zoom up to 2.5 times, which I'm like 2.5, 3, 2, like why don't just go for 3? But I mean it's depending at 2.5 and actually does make your portrait shots a whole lot better. So Apple had always been the king of portraits, probably that's it next to Google Pixels. But Apple had technically almost been king of portraits for like the forever, and it took it an extra notch to say like there's no picture I took, like checking out the pictures up there right now, there's no picture that I took literally in portrait mode that didn't come out great, especially comparing to my S20. Taking the same selfie with light source behind you, it still is able to recognize the light source, darken the light source, and actually bring more light on your image, like over your face and all of that. That's amazing. Samsung, most of the other brands out there struggle to actually deal with the separation of actually having the main light source behind you and you the subject in front, especially when it comes to portrait mode. This guy nails it perfectly. Like literally, I don't have any complaints. I took a bunch of pictures in different scenarios, a bunch of videos, and it delivered. When it comes to steady shots, when it comes to portraits, point and shoots, knowing that if I'm trying to take a picture 10 times, 9 out of those pictures at least would be A plus compared to unfortunately most of the other phones out there, even though sometimes they may actually take better pictures, like this outdoor picture for instance. The Samsung my S20 FE actually seems to actually do a better job than the iPhone did. But if I have to shoot that same picture 10 times on the S20 FE, it probably would take me about, I only get 2 shots out of those 10 that actually really comes out good and great, while the iPhone 9 out of 10 times, actually the 10 out of 10 would always give me something very good and decent to use. The only part I felt the iPhone struggled with the camera is, or the images, is separation. So when you have a same color tone or like the same field from the sky down, it actually struggles to actually create a distinct separation around that. And I feel the pictures were also quite soft, and sure when you zoom in around the edges you actually see that there's a lot of extra softness that is kind of like embedded into this. But overall the pictures look great, and if you're not really zooming in, and I think that's what helps give you that light feathery feel that you always get with iPhone pictures, which I'm welcome to, like I really do love. Moving on, so the next thing I probably do not really like, which is on the list, is the battery life. So while the battery life is decent, comparing it to the minimum battery life which I'm used to on almost any other phone out there, Samsung phones, Android phones generally, I'm still naming brands, Android phones out there generally, the battery is unfortunately absolutely despicable, and that is with you not having 90 or 100 Hz refresh, which is not available on it yet technically, but I'm just imagining the battery capacity is very poor, although it still is decent enough for you to get probably a full day's use. For an heavy user like myself, that means I actually need to plug my phone at least once a day, so I charge it kind of like overnight, and sometime like around 4 or 5 hours will actually plug it back on that to get so juice back to finish the day. So that's probably my biggest downsides with it. But overall, if I'm to give it a rating, I'll probably say 9.5 over 10, because it literally hits all the check spots that you need on the phone, and it's great. So the only and the final last downside I have to this phone comes back to its size. So the way the iPhone, or the iOS precisely, is designed is not really so much screen friendly. So it's just taking the same pixels you have on the iPhone 12 mini, the same pixels you have on the iPhone 12, the same pixels you have on the 12 Pro. It's just expanding and pretty much making those bigger, so that if even for someone like me with big hands, it still takes me some extra reach sometimes, and I have to be able to touch or navigate on the phone or use some icons all the way up there. Like, it's cumbersome. I would have loved the scenario where they actually rearrange things and kind of like make things a little bit more user friendly around the touch area, like probably shrink the screen a little, bring the icons down, or make the notifications or the widgets a little bit bigger on top. Just something around that, pretty much. That I think I'll probably be my only suggestion to that. So if you have, but overall recommendations, if you're just trying to be on the budget side and you need a very great phone that actually does everything, I'll probably say go for the iPhone 12. If you want a little extra, things like the LiDAR scanner, you want the extra sensor, I would say go for the Pro. And generally, taking pictures apples to apples, comparing the pictures on this one and the Pro, it kind of is the same, just sometimes a little bit of a difference in saturation or in color tones kind of like pops up here and there. But aside that, it's literally the same phone. Like, and thanks to its size, I actually prefer the Pro. So definitely do the Pro. But if you want everything all out, spec'd out, biggest screen, because you're shooting, probably you're a videographer, you're a vlogger like myself, and you want to do a lot of video shoots or whatnot, then on the video side, probably with the extra super steady lens, which is on the primary shooter, I'd say probably because of that, I'll recommend this one for you. And eventually, it's just an extra box, an extra 100 between the Pro and the Pro Max. So if you just want to trade up to that, it's just 100 bucks extra, so why not do it? But that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Tell me what you guys love me to review next, and if you're still there, thank you so much for watching this and staying true. Please subscribe to this channel, and I will definitely see you guys at the next one. Until then, stay your boy, stay journey, and peace.